So recently my cousin came to my house to basically lend me a bunch of technology things to review so that I have content to produce, and he basically put up with these two folding keyboards right here from Microsoft. I was like, what the hell are these? And proceeded to put them in a pile, and then when I started to use it, I realized these two devices right here, while weird, have a lot of potential in terms of very useful use cases, and it's kind of a bummer because these devices are discontinued by Microsoft. So let's talk about the Microsoft Universal Folding Keyboard and the Microsoft Universal Mobile Keyboard. Yeah, they fold, and that's the most important part of these keyboards. So let's talk about it. Before I start this video review or overview discussion thing, I'd just like to say if you have any questions you want to ask, the fastest way to reach me will be down in the description through Instagram, Discord and Twitter. It's all linked in the description. Message me on all those platforms, I reply to you instantly. But if you want to be featured at the end of the weekend's video, I might or might not react to your comment at the end of the weekend's video, like the weekend upload. So post a comment. So let's talk about these keyboards because to be honest, they're kind of weird, but at the same time they're really interesting and have a lot of use cases, which I was severely shocked by because I thought they were just a gimmick, a folding keyboard. But I used it seriously and I was like, yo, these are actually surprisingly good devices. So let's talk about how these keyboards perform just as a Bluetooth wireless keyboards on their own. Let's ignore the folding part, the weird form factor and the weird design first. How are these keyboards at just being keyboards? Well, this keyboard right here, the Universal Folding Keyboard, has kind of the same keyboard design and layout almost as the Surface tablet keyboards, because this is kind of an old model, so it's got the same kind of keys as those Surface tablet keyboards, and that's not a bad thing. So you've got these really nice snappy keys that have a good amount of treble for a thin membrane keyboard, and they're about as crisp and as tactile as a membrane key will ever get. Of course, the layout is a bit weird, affecting your typing, but once you get used to it, which you can get used to it quite quickly, in fact, because there is a gap between the left and the right, but you can get used to this keyboard quite quickly. Once you get used to it, it's very comfortable to type on, and you can type on it pretty quick. It really is not that hard to type on this keyboard. Excellent little keyboard, great key travel, great key presses. For the Universal Mobile Keyboard, the one with this little stand here for your tablet and your devices, which is the main difference between these two keyboards, the travel is also very nice and snappy, but instead of being like the Surface tablet keyboards, this one's more like a laptop standard kind of chiclet keyboard. In fact, it feels a bit cheaper, especially with that glossy finish on top. No real complaints here. As a keyboard, it types pretty well for tactility, and they're both pretty spacious keyboards, so you can have a pretty comfortable experience typing with them. Now, the main difference between these two keyboards is that this one is a full hard body keyboard, and this one is a soft kind of cloth material, cloth lined keyboard that it folds up to really thin. And this Universal Mobile Keyboard right here has this kind of rubber base that folds up, and this rubber base can be used to, put your mobile phone here or your tablet here, so that you can basically convert your tablet or whatever into a laptop, like a hybrid device, which is obviously very nice. So that's the main two differences between these two keyboards. But apart from that, they're both Bluetooth, both support Windows, Android and iOS, so all the important operating systems. Sorry, Linux. And they basically support all the standard OSs, have all the standard Bluetooth connectivity functions, and they both work great as Bluetooth keyboards. So they have the Bluetooth keyboard thing down. Like, they have it properly down, because if these were interesting and unique in terms of their functions, but they couldn't do the basics right, then what's the point of caring about it? But they do get the basics right, so now they get rewarded, because we're going to talk about why I started this video by saying that these keyboards, while weird, are really interesting and have a lot of potential to be an awesome product and have a lot of possible use cases for many different people. So let's talk about these two keyboards real quick. So the most important thing with these keyboards is that they fold, and the beauty of a folding keyboard is that it means that you can fit these functionalities and these features into a much smaller package. And I'm going to focus mainly on the Universal Folding Keyboard, because the Universal Mobile Keyboard, while folding, isn't really spectacular. It's kind of a design that's been seen before. You got a built-in integrated stand that folds closed, so it's more of a cover rather than a folding. And yes, it is very well built and an excellent device for typing with your tablet, but I would like to focus on the universal folding keyboard because this folding keyboard is genuinely really awesome, and I don't know why no one bought it because of that. This is discontinued. But let's talk about it, and let's talk about why the folding is so cool and so innovative and actually useful. So the first thing about this folding mechanism is that it's a folding mechanism done well. So you've got magnets that snap it closed like this, right? And you've got a nice, very thin, basically you got a very thin profile on this keyboard, and there is kind of a solid material inside. That means that even though it's a cloth lined, cloth coated kind of device, it doesn't flex in your bag or in your hands, so you have that confidence that you can dump in your bag and you'll be fine. So shoop, put it in your bag, on the go. And that's the beauty of it. It is small, compact, and well built, which means this can literally go everywhere with you without any cost to, say, the weight you have to carry on your bag, to the space you have in your bag for working and stuff, putting different things inside. And because of that folding device, you basically have this wonderful portable little keyboard that you can always have with you. Let me give you some examples of use cases that I think this might be great. So say you only have a phone with you and you brought this keyboard with you. Even if you're in a hotel room overseas with no laptop, assuming you can prop your phone up on a surface, you can just open this up, connect this to your phone, and you instantly have pretty much a full-size keyboard on your desk to type away and get some emails, documents, work done. Another thing that this is really good for is, say you want a portable setup but you don't want to bring a full-blown laptop. Well, you can just bring a small iPad mini or a small Android tablet, prop it up on any surface, or get one of those cases that have a little stand on it, prop it up, open up this, connect to it, and you have this really compact setup that is thin, portable, and you can bring it everywhere with you. And another great thing about this folding mechanism is that because it's folding and kind of this soft, compact square as opposed to a thin, long rectangle, it's really much easier to fit in your bag. One of the reasons a keyboard like this one or a bigger one is very difficult to bring around is not just the fact that it's thick and bulky, because there are very thin keyboards out there. Another reason is just the sheer surface area it takes up. Sure, it might have very little volume because it's so thin, but that surface area means that you have struggle sticking it into your bag, especially if you have a smaller bag like a Kanken bag. And also, the big thin keyboards feel very weak and fragile because they're so thin and spread out, so it feels like you need to baby them and take care of them when you bring them with you, so you don't feel like bringing them with you. But this, on the other hand, it's this cloth material, it's built like a tank. I could literally throw this right now. I'll be quite sure that it still works, and because it folds up, you know it's rugged, and the keys that are the most fragile part of this keyboard is protected. So essentially what I'm saying is that this keyboard is a brilliant portable all-in-one setup. All you need to do is take whatever device you have on hand, prop it up so that it's standing upright, open this up, connect to that device, and you have an instant workstation. It might not be the most ergonomic or most efficient, but having this as a full-size keyboard to type on is going to beat typing with your thumbs all day long. This is going to allow you to basically have a proper setup, almost as close as possible to a laptop. 5% of the footprint, 5% of the weight, 5% of the trouble of bringing a full-size laptop with its big bulky charger along with you on your travels. So you might be like, oh, where can I buy this now then? Where can I go and buy myself one of these fancy Microsoft folding keyboards? Well, the unfortunate answer is this: it's discontinued. I think there wasn't enough interest or enough purchases of it to justify Microsoft continue making it. And sure, there are some third-party alternatives. There are some other brands that have copied this design since then. Having tried those and having tried this, I know that this is much better build quality. So if you can live with the fact that it's an older device that doesn't have any sort of future software support, with the fact that it only has micro USB, and you're willing to pay quite a hefty price for a pretty good choice for someone looking to get a portable working setup that really is the definition of portable. The Microsoft Universal Folding Keyboard, and to a smaller extent the Universal Mobile Keyboard. Excellent folding little keyboards, super weird, super innovative. Glad Microsoft made this, because now I have this in my arsenal. Thank you to my cousin for giving this to me. I have this in my arsenal, can put it in my bag whenever I need it to, and I have an instant workstation wherever I go. It's great. Great little device, and that's it. So I hope this video was kind of interesting. Even if you don't buy a Microsoft folding keyboard, at least you see something new that you don't usually see in tech videos and stuff. And because of that, hopefully you enjoy this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, boost my channel in that YouTube algorithm kind of thing. That will be obviously so greatly appreciated. And of course, thank you so much for watching. Alright, I'm gonna head out now. This has been a short video. See you soon.